It was a drizzly afternoon in the bustling city of Aramba after a relentless downpour. The streets were slick, with murky puddles reflecting the gray sky. An old man named Baba Ao sat peacefully on a weathered bench by the roadside. His clothes, though simple, were clean, and his sandals, well worn, spoke of many journeys. He had just finished tidying the entrance of a small kiosk and was resting before heading home. Suddenly, a sleek, onyx-colored SUV came hurtling down the narrow lane, showing no sign of slowing. The vehicle plowed through a vast puddle, sending a formidable wave of muddy water soaring, drenching Baba Ao from head to toe. The old man gasped, instinctively raising a hand to wipe his face, but the damage was already done. His shirt, trousers, and even his sandals were now sodden with brown, grimy water. Bystanders paused, their faces etched with disbelief. "Hey, look what you've done," a woman's voice pierced the air, directed at the receding vehicle. The SUV, however, merely continued its slow roll before finally grinding to a halt a few meters ahead. The tinted window glided down. A haughty female voice emerged from within. "You shouldn't be sitting so close to the road, old man. This isn't your rural dwelling." The window instantly whirred up, and the SUV sped off. A momentary silence descended upon the crowd. "Did she just say that?" a man mumbled, "jaw agape." "Vile woman," another woman exclaimed. "Couldn't she even offer an apology?" "This is beyond unacceptable," someone else chimed in. "Baba Ao is always so quiet and kind. Why treat him like this?" But the old man gently raised a hand and spoke softly, "It's all right. Let her be. Judgment belongs to a higher power." Meanwhile, the woman in the Onyx SUV, Serena, arrived at a lavish shopping complex. As she stepped into the opulent building, her phone vibrated. She snapped a quick selfie and uploaded it with the caption, "Only the mighty triumph over the meek. Reigning queen." Within minutes, the comments flooded in, "Slay queen of queens. Show them who's boss." She smirked, a proud glint in her eye. To her, her actions were inconsequential. She firmly believed that less fortunate individuals held no value, possessed no voice, and had no right to obstruct her path. Her life was a testament to her pride, built upon trampling anyone she deemed beneath her. Baba Ao returned home that evening, weary but still composed. He unlocked the door and stepped into the expansive living room of their magnificent estate. Despite his humble attire and frequent visits to less affluent neighborhoods, his son, David, was a man of considerable wealth. Their home was adorned with exquisite furniture, plush rugs, and priceless artworks. Yet, none of it held much significance for the old man. David was engrossed in his tablet on the sofa when he noticed his father enter. "Baba, what happened to your shirt?" he inquired. "It looks like you've had another challenging day." Baba Ao settled gently onto a chair and shook his head. "David, I encountered the most discourteous woman today." David sighed. "Baba, again? I don't understand why you continue to venture out there. Why can't you put an end to this? You don't need to sit by the roadside or engage with random strangers. You reside in a mansion now. You have everything you could possibly need." Baba Ao looked at his son with serene eyes. "I will never cease, David. Not until I find a virtuous woman for you." David dropped his tablet with a thud. "Baba, this again?" "Yes," Baba Ao stated firmly. "You're already 38 years old. You require a wife. You need someone who will build a life with you, not merely enjoy what you've amassed." David rubbed his forehead and sighed. "Baba, I have a girlfriend." The old man turned swiftly. "You do?" "Yes, I've been seeing someone." "Then why did you not inform me earlier?" "I didn't wish to rush things," David replied. "But since you're bringing it up again, I'll tell you." Baba Ao leaned forward. "So, who is she? Where is she from? What does she do?" David offered a faint smile. You'll meet her soon, don't worry. She's remarkably beautiful. The old man raised an eyebrow. Beauty isn't everything, my son. I know, Baba, but there's a predicament. What predicament? David hesitated for a moment before speaking. She's ill-mannered, Baba. Very ill-mannered. Baba Ao leaned back slowly. She speaks down to people, David continued. She's arrogant. She believes everyone is beneath her. And the worst part, she spends money recklessly. I give her money, and she buys things she doesn't need, expensive clothing, shoes, bags, all purely for display. Baba Ao shook his head in silence. So why are you still with her? David looked away. I don't know. Perhaps because she's beautiful. Perhaps because I thought I could change her. She's intelligent too, and sometimes when she's calm, she's sweet. But when she becomes angry or feels slighted, she transforms into someone else entirely. His father remained quiet for a while, then he inquired, does she respect you? Sometimes. Does she respect herself? David offered no reply. Baba Ao sighed deeply. David, listen to me. I've been observing women my entire life. I understand their demeanor, even from the way they walk and talk. You need a woman who will bring tranquility into your home, not discord. A woman who will help you flourish, not squander what you've toiled for. I know, Baba, I know you're right. Then bring her home. Let me see her with my own eyes. I wish to speak with her. I want to gaze into her eyes. If I perceive humility, I will bless your union. If I see pride, I will tell you the truth, even if it causes pain. David nodded slowly. Okay, Baba, I'll speak to her. Perhaps she can come over this weekend. Good, the old man said. But don't tell her anything special. Let her come as she is. I want to meet her genuine self, not the persona she presents in public. David chuckled. You want to surprise her? No, Baba Ao said calmly. I want her to surprise herself. As David rose to fetch a glass of water, his father watched him with quiet concern. He was proud of his son. David was intelligent, prosperous, and kind, but love had the power to blind even the wisest man. Another sweltering afternoon, Baba Ao sat quietly outside a large supermarket, dressed in his modest clothes, a plastic bowl resting before him. Some passers-by deposited small change, others didn't even cast a glance his way. He didn't beg, he simply sat. Then, the familiar roar. An Onyx SUV screeched to a halt at the entrance. Serena emerged, eyes obscured by dark glasses, loud music pulsating from her car. She spotted Baba Ao, hissed, and approached him. You again, she snapped. You, this old, unkempt, foul-smelling man. Why do you persist in shaming your generation like this? She didn't await a reply. Do you enjoy sitting here like a goat? Impoverished people like you have no dignity. Baba Ao uttered not a single word. Look at your clothes. Look at your face. Worthless man. Perhaps you were cursed. Still silent. You're the reason Aramba is regressing. You sit here awaiting assistance instead of quietly fading away. She spat near his feet. You sicken me. Just then, a young woman with 2 grocery bags emerged from the supermarket. She paused, observed, then dropped her bags. Enough, she stated. Serena turned. Who are you? Someone who still possesses common sense, Amara replied. Serena laughed. Another impoverished nobody attempting to feel important. You're insulting an old man without cause, Amara retorted sharply. What has he done to you? He exists. Serena barked. That's what he did. Poor, dirty men like him shouldn't be out in public. Amara stepped forward. He's old enough to be your father. So Serena shouted. Is he my father? Look at him, probably your father. You both look destitute. Amara's eyes narrowed. Yes, perhaps he is. But at least he's not hollow like you. Serena laughed again. Do you know who I am? Do you know who my boyfriend is? I can have you arrested in 2 minutes. Amara didn't flinch. Arrest me for telling you to respect an old man? I'm wealthy. I can do anything. Serena shrieked. No, you're boisterous, not rich in character, Amara fired back. You're envious of me. I'm pristine. I'm refined. Amara scoffed. You're just loud with lipstick, nothing more. Serena's face contorted. She stepped forward. You dare speak to me like that? Yes, because no one ever taught you how to behave. You will regret this. No, you will. Amara said calmly, one day, this very man you insulted will be the one you'll need to humble yourself before. Serena's hands trembled. Amara pointed, take your arrogant self and leave. Serena stared, lips tightly pressed, face crimson. Then she turned, stormed into her car, slammed the door, and sped off. Amara then turned to Baba Ayo. I'm so sorry, sir. He looked at her gently. Thank you, my daughter. She smiled. I couldn't let her speak to you like that. He nodded slowly. These days, not many people speak up as you did. Amara looked around then walked closer. Baba, what's your name? Ayo, he said simply. People just call me Baba Ayo. She sat beside him. I'm Amara. He smiled. Lovely name. She looked into his eyes. Baba, where do you reside? She inquired. He hesitated, then said quietly, I sleep in an empty warehouse at the edge of Aramba. The owner permits me to stay there. It's not much, but it offers shelter from the rain. Amara's face fell. Oh, Baba, I'm truly sorry. He shook his head gently. Don't be. Life has its seasons. I may be poor, but I still possess my peace. You seem too wise to be out here, Baba. He gave a weak smile. Life imparts wisdom when you have nothing. She looked at him for a while then said, Baba, I studied agricultural science. I'm a graduate. It's been a year now, no employment. My parents are humble farmers in the village. He nodded slowly. You're striving. I was thinking, she continued, instead of simply sitting here, perhaps I can help you establish a small farm, even behind the warehouse. We can plant simple crops, peppers, tomatoes, vegetables. It will provide you with food, and we can sell the surplus. Baba Ayo looked at her, surprised. You wish to help me farm? Yes, Baba, she said. I have nothing else for now, but I have strength. I can work. It's better than waiting. You'll eat fresh food, and you can stop relying on spare change. He sat still, contemplating deeply. You're too kind, he said quietly. She shook her head. No, Baba, I simply believe good people deserve assistance too. He looked up at her. You barely know me. She smiled. I know enough. You didn't utter a word when that woman insulted you. That silence conveyed everything. Baba Ayo smiled slowly. You're different. I try, she said. He nodded. I will consider it, Amara. Think quickly, she said playfully. We can begin with a small basket of okra, even that can make a difference. They both chuckled softly. Amara stood, picked up her bags, and waved. Okay, Baba, see you tomorrow. He nodded. I'll be here. Good, she said. Don't go missing. She walked off, smiling. Baba Ayo sat back, watching her depart. Something stirred in his chest. Not sadness, not shame. Hope. He looked up at the sky and whispered, Lord, could she be the one? Baba Ao walked into the house with a broad smile on his face. The heavy wooden door closed behind him, and he quietly removed his sandals. The mansion was serene and cool. He looked around and saw his son sitting quietly in the living room. He cleared his throat. David? Yes, Baba. I met someone today. David looked up. Who? Baba Ao walked over and sat down. David, today I met the most beautiful, respectful, and well-mannered woman I have ever encountered in my life. David raised his eyebrows. Really? Yes, and I'm not referring to makeup or hair or fancy shoes. I'm speaking of a heart, a pure heart. A woman with wisdom, dignity, and courage. David sat back. Okay, what happened? I was outside the supermarket, and that same arrogant woman appeared again. The one who always insults me as if I'm worthless. She unleashed all sorts of shameful words upon me today. David clenched his fist lightly. Again? Yes, but this time, Baba Ao said, smiling, something different occurred. A young woman witnessed what was happening, and before I could utter a word, she stood up for me. She did? Yes, David, she confronted that proud girl without fear. She didn't shout like a mad person, no. Her words were precise but powerful. She spoke with fire and wisdom. That rude girl had no choice but to retreat in shame. David was silent. After that, Baba Ao continued, she came to sit with me. She didn't rush, she didn't act superior. She simply sat down and asked if I was alright, as if I were someone who mattered. What's her name? David inquired. Amara. Amara? Yes. I told her I was just a poor man with no home. She didn't laugh, she didn't judge. Do you know what she said? David waited. She said, Baba, I can help you. David looked surprised. She's a graduate. She studied agricultural science, no job yet. Her parents are farmers too. But instead of complaining, she told me we could start a small farm together. She offered to help me rediscover peace through hard work. Baba, you're not serious, David said softly. I am very serious, Baba Ao replied. You know I've always yearned to return to farming. You told me to stop, you said I was old. But David, that's where I find joy. That's where I feel alive. David looked down, not speaking. Baba Ao leaned forward. This girl, Amara, reminded me of the man I used to be. She brought light into my heart today, and more than that, she reignited my hope. David slowly rubbed his palm across his chin. I'm telling you this, David, Baba Ao added, not because I require permission, but because I've witnessed something extraordinary. That girl is pure gold. She may not possess wealth, but she has character, and that's something money cannot buy. David lifted his eyes. Baba, yes. I didn't want to mention this, but my girlfriend is coming tomorrow. Baba Ao leaned back. And what do you wish for me to do with that information? David paused. She wants to meet you. That is none of my concern, Baba Ao said sharply, because today I met a woman who made me forget that discourtesy still exists. A girl who respected me without knowing who I was. Your girlfriend might be coming tomorrow, but today I already met the kind of woman this world truly needs. David fell silent. I've been observing you, Baba Ao continued. You are rich, but you are alone. You have houses but no joy. You have friends but no peace. A wife should bring tranquility, David, not chaos, not arrogance, not trouble. I understand, Baba. No, you don't, Baba Ao said calmly. You claim to have a girlfriend, but I don't know her. I don't know where she's from, what she believes in, how she treats people. You tell me she's beautiful, that's fine. But can beauty nourish the heart? David looked away. Let me tell you something, the old man continued. When I was young, I desired to marry the most beautiful girl in my village. My mother cautioned me. I didn't heed her advice. That girl possessed the face of an angel but the tongue of a viper. She nearly destroyed my spirit. What happened? She left me, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. That was when I met your mother. She wasn't the most beautiful, but her heart was pure, her hands were diligent, and her love built our family. David swallowed hard. So you're saying Amara is? I'm not saying anything yet, Baba Ao replied. All I'm saying is don't bring me turmoil tomorrow and expect me to smile, because I already experienced peace today. Okay, David, let your girlfriend come. Let her show me who she truly is. But I will not pretend, and if I see pride, I'll tell her to her face. David stood quietly and nodded. I respect that, Baba. Baba Ao smiled. Good, I've done my part. Tomorrow we'll see. The next morning arrived quietly. Baba Ao had already bathed and was sitting in the living room. He wore clean, simple clothes. His face was calm, but his heart was not. He was thinking about Amara. He kept hearing her voice in his head, Baba, I can help you. He smiled to himself. Then he heard footsteps. David walked in and stood beside him. Baba? Yes. She's on her way. Baba Ao looked straight ahead. Let her come. Minutes later, the sound of a car entering the compound filled the air. Baba Ao didn't move. The door opened slowly. High heels tapped against the floor. Then Serena walked in, with pride etched on her face, handbags swinging by her side. She looked around the house, visibly impressed. This place is nice, she remarked, not as modern as mine, but still acceptable. Then her eyes landed on the old man sitting calmly on the couch. She froze, her smile vanishing. Baba Ao looked up at her but remained silent. David stood between them, confused. Baba, this is. I know who she is, Baba Ao said coldly. Serena swallowed hard. You? Yes, he replied, still composed. We've met before. Twice. David looked at her. Wait, you know my father? Serena's lips trembled. I didn't know he was your father. You didn't need to, Baba Ao replied. You only needed to show respect. David's face changed. What is he talking about? Baba Ao turned to his son. This is the same woman who splashed mud on me by the roadside and called me names. She told me I was useless. She mocked my poverty. She did it again at the supermarket yesterday. David slowly turned to Serena. She couldn't speak. Is this true? He asked. I didn't know he was your father, she said quickly. You didn't need to know. David snapped. You insulted an old man in public, twice. I thought he was a beggar, she shouted. He is a human being. David snapped. Even if he was a beggar, is that how to treat people? I didn't mean it like that, she said, almost whispering now. Baba Ao stood slowly. You didn't mean it, but you said it. You poured shame on me because I looked poor. You spoke like you owned the world, but now the same old man is the father of the man you claim to love. Serena opened her mouth but no words emerged. Tell me, Baba Ao asked, if you had known, would you have behaved better? Yes, she said softly. Then you are not truly kind, he replied, because genuine kindness does not depend on who is watching. Serena's eyes welled with tears. Please, sir, I'm sorry. Baba Ao shook his head. You are not sorry for what you did. You are sorry because of who I am. David was silent, breathing heavily. His eyes were sharp now, filled with disappointment. "You told me you were bold," he said to Serena. "You said you loved me." "I do." "No, you love yourself," he said, "because the woman who loves me will respect my father." Serena dropped her bag. "Please, David." He looked at her one last time, then turned away. "Baba," he said, "I've made a mistake." Serena walked slowly to Baba Ao. "Please, forgive me." He looked at her quietly and said, "Forgiveness is easy, but trust is not. You had a chance to show who you truly are, and you showed us." She wiped her tears. "I can change." He nodded. "Good. Start by changing how you treat people who can do nothing for you." She picked up her bag and left. The room was silent again. Baba Ao sat down. David sat beside him. "Baba?" "Yes." "Amara?" "Yes." "Where is she now?" Baba Ao smiled gently. "She's coming to see me at the supermarket tomorrow." The next morning, David left the house quietly. He needed some fresh air and time to think. What had transpired with Serena still replayed in his mind like a movie. He couldn't believe the woman he had once loved had insulted his father not once but twice. His heart was heavy. He drove out alone, no driver, no assistant, just him and his thoughts. He didn't even know where he was going. He just wanted to breathe. After some time, he parked his car at the edge of a quiet area near a small stretch of land behind some local stores. He got out, walked a bit, and sat on a bench under a mango tree. The sun was still rising, the breeze was soft. For the first time in days, he felt calm. As he sat, he noticed someone ahead, a young woman standing beside a narrow piece of land, inspecting the soil. She held a bag of seeds in one hand and a small hoe in the other. She was dressed simply, with her hair tied back, no makeup, no flashy clothes. But there was something inherently warm about her. She bent down, tested the soil with her fingers, then stood again. David watched quietly. After a few minutes, she looked around and noticed him. She smiled. "Good morning." "Good morning," David replied. She walked closer. "Are you from around here?" "No, just passing by." "Needed a break?" She nodded. "Me too." "Well, not really a break. I'm planning to start a small farm here." David looked at the land. "You? A farm?" She laughed. "Yes, why not? Most young ladies I know wouldn't touch a hoe, let alone start a farm." She smiled. "I'm not like most ladies. I studied agricultural science in school. No job yet, but I have hands and a strong back." David was impressed. "That's rare." She dropped her bag and extended her hand. "I'm Amara." He shook it. "David." They both smiled. She sat on a rock beside him. "I'm trying to help an old man. He has no real home. He's kind and wise, he reminds me of my father." David turned. "Really?" "Yes, I met him yesterday. He was being insulted by a woman. I couldn't remain silent, so I stood up for him." David's heart skipped a beat. Amara continued, "After the drama, I discovered he doesn't beg for money. He just sits quietly, observing the world. So I told him I'd help him start a small farm. At least that way he can eat fresh food and feel useful." David looked at her deeply. She didn't brag, she didn't shout. She spoke with tranquility in her voice. "I wish more people thought like you," he said. She laughed. "We're out here, just hidden. You live nearby?" "No, I take the bus from the other side of Aramba. It's not easy, but I can't stay home doing nothing." David nodded. "I admire that." She looked at him. "What do you do?" David hesitated. "Business. Ah, business, the favorite Aramba word. They both laughed. I won't ask too many questions, she said. You look like someone with a lot on his mind. David smiled. You're right. She stood. I need to plant these seeds before the sun gets too hot. He stood with her. Can I help? She raised an eyebrow. You? With your clean shoes and soft hands? I can learn. She smiled. All right, let's start with okra. And just like that, they began. Two strangers, two worlds, one small farm. It was late afternoon. Baba Ao sat quietly at his usual spot near the supermarket. His eyes were soft, and his thoughts drifted far away. He wasn't thinking about money or food. He was thinking about Amara, her kindness, her courage, her words. Suddenly, a cheerful voice pulled him out of his thoughts. Baba. He looked up. It was Amara, smiling and walking toward him with a small basket in her hand. She reached him and sat down gently beside him. I brought you something. What is it? He asked warmly. Just some fresh vegetables and boiled groundnuts, she said. It's not much. Baba Ao opened the basket and smiled. It's everything. Thank you, my daughter. May the Almighty bless your hands. Amara laughed. Amen, Baba. They sat quietly for a moment, then she leaned closer. Baba, I have good news. His eyes brightened. Tell me. I found land. You did? He asked, surprised. Yes, it belongs to my uncle. I told him what I wanted to do, and he said I could use part of it for farming. It's a small space, but it's enough to start with okra and vegetables. Ah, this is good. So, when are we going? Amara smiled wide. Tomorrow morning, if you are ready. Baba Ao paused, then gently shook his head. No, he said calmly, we can't go to the farm tomorrow. Amara looked confused. Why not, Baba? Because, he said, you are coming to my house tomorrow. She blinked. Your house. But you said you sleep in a shop. He smiled. Just come, I will explain everything to you. She raised an eyebrow. Baba, are you hiding something? I'm hiding peace, he joked. You will understand tomorrow. She laughed. So when are we going to the farm? Let's go by the weekend, he said. She nodded. Okay, but Baba, you're full of surprises. He reached into his pocket and gave her a small paper. That's the address. Don't be late. Amara took the paper, looked at it, and shook her head. Now I'm truly curious. She paused, then added shyly, Baba, I also met someone today. Baba Ao leaned forward. Who? She looked down and smiled. Just someone. A man. He's very handsome. I like him. I mean, he's kind, very humble. The old man's eyes widened. Who could that be? I want to see him, my daughter. Amara laughed. No, Baba, it's not like that. We're just friends for now. Still, Baba Ao said, I'm your second father now. I must see him with my own eyes. She shook her head playfully. Baba, calm down. He grinned. So, are we going to see tomorrow? She hesitated. Yes, Baba. See you tomorrow. See you, my daughter. As she walked away, Baba Ao whispered to himself, let tomorrow unveil the truth. Later that evening, Baba Ao returned to the house. The big mansion was quiet. He walked into the living room and saw David sitting there. Baba, David called. Can I tell you something? Yes, my son. I met someone today. Baba Ao sat down, smiling inside already. You did? Yes, a woman. Not like the others. She's beautiful but simple, intelligent but calm, hardworking. She was farming under the sun. Baba Ao leaned forward. What's her name? Amara. The old man closed his eyes briefly and smiled. She's the first woman that has ever made me want to sit and listen without rushing, David added. Baba Ao spoke slowly. I would like to meet her. You will? David replied. Very soon. The old man leaned back and smiled again. Tomorrow, he whispered in his heart, you'll meet her in the most unexpected way. The next morning, Amara stood in front of a large black gate, holding her simple handbag and the address Baba Ao had given her. She looked up and down, double-checked the number, then looked again. This place is too grand, she whispered. Is this really where Baba Ao lives? A security guard stepped out of the small gate beside the main one. Yes, can I help you? Amara nodded. I'm here to see Baba Ao. He gave me this address yesterday. The man looked her over, then said, wait here. He walked back inside. Amara clutched her bag tighter, her heart beating faster. Something wasn't right. She had come expecting to see a small home or maybe a family friend of Baba Ao, but this mansion was nothing like that. It had tall white walls, magnificent flowers in front, and a smooth driveway. The air even smelled different. Before she could overthink it, the gate opened. Come in, the security guard said. Amara walked in slowly, her sandals tapping gently on the smooth tiled floor outside. She stopped near the wide entrance, stunned by the beauty around her. The house looked like something from a magazine, pristine walls, glass windows, flower pots, and a profound silence. Then she heard footsteps. Amara. She turned slowly and froze. It was David, the same man she met near the farm, the same man who helped her with the seeds, the one she laughed with, the one she liked. He stood there, dressed simply, but still looking like the man she couldn't stop thinking about. Their eyes locked. David, she whispered. He stepped forward, eyes wide with disbelief. Amara. She looked around again. You live here. Before he could reply, another voice came from behind him. My daughter. She looked past David and saw Baba Ao walking out of the living room, smiling from ear to ear. Amara gasped. Baba. She took 2 steps back. Wait. You live here. Baba Ao chuckled and walked toward her. Yes, this is my house. But you told me you sleep in a shop. He nodded calmly. Because I wanted to see how people treated me when they thought I had nothing. Amara's eyes moved from Baba Ao to David, then back again. Wait, she turned to David, pointing, you're his son. David smiled slowly. Yes, I am. Amara covered her mouth in shock. I don't understand, she said. Everything, it doesn't make sense. Baba Ao walked closer. My daughter, I'm sorry for concealing the truth, but you've shown me your true heart. You helped me when you thought I was a poor, homeless old man. That's something rare in this world. Amara's eyes watered. You were testing me. No, he said softly, I was observing. Life has taught me to watch. Many people pass, they rush to the rich and humble themselves before them, but they scorn the poor. You did the opposite. You gave me food. You offered to farm with me, you made me feel seen. She looked at David. And you? David stepped closer. I didn't know either. I met you by chance. I never imagined you'd be the same person my father kept talking about. She shook her head slowly, blinking back tears. This is too much. Baba Ao smiled. But it's good, because now no one can say you were pursuing wealth. You didn't know anything, you just followed your heart. Amara looked down. I didn't do anything special. You did, David said gently. You were kind to a man you thought had nothing. That's rare and powerful. Silence fell between them for a moment, then Baba Ao broke it. Amara, come inside. You're home now. She looked up again, still emotional, still overwhelmed. Are you sure? She asked softly. David extended his hand. Yes, please. She took his hand, and together they walked into the house, not as strangers, but as something more, something real. The house was quiet now. Baba Ao had gone inside to rest, leaving David and Amara alone in the large, beautiful living room. David sat beside Amara on the couch, looking at her, unsure how to begin. But he didn't wait too long. Amara, he said gently, I don't want to waste time. She turned and looked at him. I know we just met, he continued, but I feel something strong, something I've never felt before. Amara listened, her eyes fixed on him. I love you, David said clearly, from the very first time I saw you. I didn't just admire you, I didn't just enjoy your company. I loved your strength, your calmness, your confidence. And the fact that my father loves you too, it's a huge bonus for me. He leaned forward, his voice sincere. Amara, I want to marry you as soon as possible. She looked at him speechless for a moment. I'm not going to lie, she said softly, I love you too. From the first moment we met near the farm, I felt peace. I didn't even know who you were, but I felt safe with you. He smiled, his heart full. She smiled too. If you truly wish to marry me, she said gently, then I will say yes. David reached for her hand and held it firmly. Thank you. You are the most beautiful and intelligent woman I have ever seen, and now you're going to be my wife. Amara blushed, but her face turned serious. There's something I must do first, she said. What is it? I have to go to the village. I must tell my parents. They live there, they must know. David paused, her words echoing in his head, my parents live in the village. He sat up straight. No, he said, that cannot continue. She looked confused. What do you mean? My parents-in-law cannot live in the village while I live in a mansion, David said firmly. Her eyes widened. I have many houses here in the city. I will give them one. I want them to stop farming and leave the village. They've suffered enough. I want them to enjoy peace now. Amara stared at him, mouth open, hands frozen. You would do that for them? Amara, he said, I'm not marrying only you, I'm marrying into your family.